All right, Whitney Wolfe Herd is the founder of both Tinder and Bumble, but the journey presented its challenges, including a harassment lawsuit that came out of her departure from Tinder. Now, Herd's story is told in the new Hulu film Swiped, starring Lily James. Our Ashan Singh sat down with James to talk about how they made the film without ever speaking to its main subject.
Lily James, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Congrats on the film Swiped. I gotta know how you first heard about this story of Whitney Wolfe Herd. Like when you first got this script in your hands,
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I was completely bowled over. I didn't know her story. Obviously, we all know about Tinder and Bumble because those apps have completely revolutionized the way we all interact and date now. But the fact that I learned that there was this woman who was really at the heart of it and so very young, had just left college, kind of broke into the tech space, which is predominantly all guys, and and had this huge amount of success and a lot of challenges along the way too. And I found her story incredibly inspiring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are events that occurred 10 years ago, but they feel not so long ago. You've done period pieces before.
Yeah.
What was it like reliving this chapter that felt like pretty recent history?
Yeah, it's wild because it feels like recent history. It's only 2012, but when you look at those mobile phones and the tech, that feels like ancient history.
Even the OS on the apps that you were using, right?
Yeah, because we're really exploring a moment in tech history where these apps were exploding onto the scene. And so that was really fun to tap into that moment in time. And I think people will be really interested and curious about that because they now kind of dictate our lives in such a profound way.
Oh my God. Oh, and Kashan Brooks. Wait, what? Kashan? Do not swipe right on Kashan. I'm swiping.
How do you actually prepare for this role? Because I understand Whitney Wolfe Herd she's got an NDA, right? There's so much about this story that she couldn't actually talk about.
Yeah, so our film was entirely sourced from the public domain. There was a wealth of information. I spent months researching her and listening to every podcast and kind of reading all her interviews, her masterclass, to really try and capture the essence of this kind of formidable founder and woman. And also, one of the things I was really keen to explore, one of the themes of the movie, is looking at NDAs and how they can be weaponized against women and silence women. So there's a lot in this movie that we're exploring.
Yeah, I read that you actually got on dating apps to learn more about the role.
I sure did. I felt I had to. I thought I wouldn't be doing a good job as a dating app founder if I didn't at least try it. They'd completely passed me by, honestly, in my own life. But I stole my friend's phone, logged onto her Bumble, and was swiping left, right, and center.
What did you learn about it? It's a crazy world.
It's a crazy world out there. You know, what I will say and what I find so galvanizing is what Whitney Wolfe Herd has done, which is kind of re-engineer these dating apps from a female perspective and kind of, modernizing these very outdated gender stereotypes. So I think that's important because I can see how dating apps can be addictive. And, it's exciting when there's people that are kind of doing really innovative things with the apps.
It's a social networking app called Bumble. A dating app that is actually a good experience for women.
And you didn't just act in this film, you produced it as well. What was it like taking that step behind the camera and actually getting to work on the storyboard for this one?
Yeah, it was a new experience, a real learning curve. It's taught me so much about how I want to move forward as a producer and the stories I want to tell and champion. And it was brilliant in this, to be telling a story about this brilliant female leader and entrepreneur, and then to take more agency myself in the telling of this story. So to really have a say early on in pre-production and then right through the edit was important. And yeah, I've learned a lot.
Given how recent the history of what this film is talking about, do you feel like we're in a better place, or do you still think we've got more work to do?
I think we've got a lot of work to do, honestly. I mean, it's interesting looking at this story because I think this was a moment in time when Whitney spoke out, which was when women were beginning to speak out about their experiences in workplaces and discrimination. But we've got so much further to go, and this was pre-Me Too, and the way the media responded, and it all was just so unacceptable and upsetting. So we've come a long way, but I think there's still a lot of work to do.
All right, our thanks to Ashan for that. Swiped is now available to stream on Hulu.